What's going on, guys? My name is Tuckerman and welcome everybody back to Minecraft Space Astronomy 2. So I know it's been 2 or 3 days since I've uploaded my last video. This last weekend I have been doing Ludum Dare, which is a game jam competition where you have 72 hours to create a game from scratch. So I haven't really had time to make any videos. But yeah, now we're back and keep this going. So between episodes, I got an absolutely massive copper chest because I had a crap ton of extra copper. I did a bunch more mining and extended out my smeltery. I cannot describe to you how massive this thing is until we start filling this up. The reason why I made this is because we're gonna have a quarry right out here under the ocean. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get the quarry done today. These are all the minerals I've gotten. I got a bunch of graphite and uranium so that we can get extreme reactors. But I think we're going to start off by getting all of the Tinker's construct things working first before we proceed with getting extreme reactors and getting a quarry. Alright, so I've gotten some of these things. First of all, I need to get a bunch of these blank patterns. Now these are useful for getting the part builder, stencil table, part chest, and tool forge pattern chest. Alright, now we can take this tool station, give it some blocks, and we now get the tool forge, which is what we need to make iron tools. No, not iron tools. It's what we need to make hammers, etc. This is a thunderstorm. You were lying to me, game. This is a thunderstorm. Okay. So now we can throw these all in the stencil table, and one of the things I want to create is I want to create a hammer, because hammers can mine in 3v3 or 3x3 range of like stone stuff. So for that, we need a hammerhead, a tough tool rod. I don't think we need tough bindings, but we need 2 large plates. So we'll start off just by making a simple stone one, wherever it is that I put my stone. Let's get 2 stacks. Yeah, I'm aware. Now we'll throw it in here. And first of all, we gotta get a tough tool rod, 2 stone plates, and a hammer. Then we can turn over the tool forge, open up hammer, and there we go. Now we have a stone hammer. And I got 3 achievements for that. And now, if I were to go underground, I did extend this all the way down to bedrock. It took a while. I can now mine in a 3x3 area, which is going to make mining down there a lot easier. Now, one of the biggest issues is this thing is absolutely terrible. It only has 20 durability, and every block it breaks, I believe, is 1, meaning this thing would allow me to break 3 sets of blocks before it would break. So, I did also get a bunch of diamonds, which I'm going to be using, but I do still have all these, and I'm not going to use this emerald. I could. I'm going to leave this because I'm going to leave this how it is, because it's special. But if we go into here, we can now put this diamond on the stone hammer, and it gives it plus 500 durability. And even better, I can take some of this redstone, since it only works in sets of 50. I had to get like 3.5 stacks of redstone. I couldn't find too much of it. I can add it on here, and now it's going to give it haste, which allows me to mine faster. Its current mining speed is 1.8. With all this, it's 4.49. Plus, since this thing has the diamond add-on, it also has the ability to mine obsidian, which my iron AIoT does not. I haven't made a diamond tool yet because I was waiting to get the stone hammer, but now I can go up to this wall and I can start fairly quickly mining in a 3x3 area. Alright, now the next thing, I want to get working on extreme reactors, because I want to build a quarry so that I don't have to do all the mining myself. We'll throw it over here. We need a way to power the quarry, which is what we're doing the extreme reactors for. But basically, all of the items are going to go into this colossal chest. So this is what we're going to use to store all of our items. We'll have a quarry, probably like one of these 2 blocks, and it's going to have its range extended out into the ocean, into this water area, and it's going to dig all the way down to bedrock. But to be able to use the quarry, we got to have some sort of power. So that is where extreme reactors come in. Extreme reactors, you can build a nuclear reactor. So to build the casings, we need these reactor casing cores, which is gold, iron, graphite, and redstone. And now we got to make a bunch of these reactor casings, which means we need 2 stacks of these and 2 stacks of iron. Alright, now that we got all of this, we can make some reactor casings, which is going to give us 2 stacks, which is probably plenty. I would make reactor glass. I don't think I need it, though, and I don't have very much glass. I don't really need to see inside my reactor. Maybe I will later and change it, but we also need one of these reactor cores, which means we need 2 uranium, a diamond, and a redstone. Got plenty of those. Now we can make the core. We're going to need a couple of these. Maybe we'll make... I think we'll have it be 3 tall, and maybe the inside will be a 3x3. So we'll make 3 times 5, 15 reactor fuel rods. Alright, we also got to get... we have the fuel rods, but we also have to get the control rods, which are a tiny bit more expensive, but still not too bad. We only need 5 of these on redstone, not iron. Each pillar of these, which I can have 3 up high, will only need 1 control rod. And then we're also going to need a redstone flux power tap, which is pretty cheap, as well as a reactor port legacy. I don't really know what the whole legacy stuff is, but we do need a reactor access port so that we can, well, use it. To be able to use the reactor, we have to be able to give it uranium, which this is what that is for. Now that we have all this stuff, throw all the extra stuff back in there. Now we can head out here, and we're just gonna build the reactor. Still a thunderstorm? Are you serious? I'm hearing explosions, but I don't know where they're from. Oh, hi. We're gonna go and build up down a 5x5 area. Now we'll throw down all these reactor casings to make the floor. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna have enough. And then we'll just make the fuel rods right now. We'll get these reactor control rods, as well as some reactor casings. We'll add the redstone flux power tap, and then the controller and the access port. Alright, now we'll pretty much just gotta fill all this in. I should have enough. I don't know exactly how much of these you need, but I'm pretty sure this will be enough. Yeah. And there we go. Now we have this complete. It's currently not generating any power, but once we go inside, and also I used almost all of my reactor casings for that, we can now take a stack of this uranium. Let's actually get more because I know that it fills up. And then we're going to throw as much of this uranium as we can into here. Okay, it looks like it used exactly 60 uranium. Now, this thing has all of the... Oh, 60 buckets. Alright, okay. So once I turn this on, it's going to start generating power, but I don't just want to leave it running, wasting extra power. So now we're going to go get the quarry. Now, it's not technically a quarry. It's actually called a builder, but you can give it a quarry card, which will allow it to mine stuff. We need an ender pearl, which I do have some ender pearls because of this ender dust stuff. It gave me quite a few ender pearls, actually. So now we'll throw that there. We need 3 redstone and a machine casing. How do you get a machine casing? 2 lapis, 2 gold nuggets, and 4 iron. Alright, we'll get that, and now we can get the builder block, but we do have to get a shape card before we can do anything else. So we gotta get one of these shape cards. I need 2 bricks, an iron, 2 redstone, and 4 paper. Though I have plenty of sugar cane, so paper's not really an issue for me. We'll get one of these shape cards. We only need one of these, because, you know, we're only using one builder. But this shape card, it's going to be used to build items. So we got to get a shape card quarry. Now I'm going to want to get the clearing quarry. I would love to get like a fortune or silk quarry, but both of these require a pretty expensive item. You know, dimensional shards and ghast tier or a nether star. So we're just going to get the clearing quarry, which is 8 glass around a shape card, or a shape card quarry, which is 4 redstone, 2 iron, and some diamond tools. We should be able to get a shape card quarry, and then once we get 8 of this glass, we can now get the clearing quarry. I would just get a normal quarry, but I don't really want a giant pit of dirt. So the last thing we need, we can now throw this down, and this technically will work. Let's make this 50 by 50 by 256. Now, if we throw this in here, it's going to do that. But if we turn on preview mode, it's not quite what I wanted. So we're going to throw it in this direction. It is fairly large. It is going to kind of cut out a little bit of my island. So what we will go ahead and do, so we will actually go up to 35. That's a pretty good area. It's only slightly cutting off into this island, but the rest of it is all going to be underwater. I'm going to break through because I want to be able to get through. All of this entire area going downwards is all going to be mined out. Perfect. Now, we do need to have a way to transfer items from here into here, as well as transmitting power from the reactor to the builder. We're going to ignore that. We're going to restart it. But for this to work, we do need to power it. So, first of all, we can't directly take items out of the builder. So, we gotta put a storage device on top of the builder that we take items out of. And my storage item of choice is the small storage crate, because it's small and can store an excessive amount of items. I don't have a way to transfer items that I know of, so we gotta find something. Transmitting power, I think we will use. Alright, so it looks like we're gonna have to take a bit of a detour, because to be able to power, so we need a way to transfer power. But everything requires steel, other than using an alloy smelter, which is at the moment my only real source, because you need power to make steel. No, I guess you don't, because you can use a coke oven, but a coke oven is extremely difficult to make. So we won't worry about that. We're gonna get a base capacitor, and we just need a bunch of iron. And then we also need 24 cobblestone for 3 furnaces. We need a cauldron, some iron bars, and now that should be everything we need to craft one of these. There we go. Now, you do need power to power this. I'm just going to do it in the jankiest way possible, using energy conduits. To get these energy conduits, I do need to get conductive iron, which is what the alloy smelter is for. So we're going to take iron, that stuff, the alloy smelter. We're going to sleep again because it gets to nighttime so quickly in this game. Alright, now we get this alloy smelter. I'm going to place it up against here. Well, I don't know why I'm using bread to fight you, but I'm using bread to fight you. So we're going to turn this to alloys only, put in iron and redstone, and then we will activate this. Now this thing generates a lot of power. I don't know why. I don't think it's supposed to be generating 400,000 RF per tick, but it is. Now this thing consumes it really, really slowly, 20 RF per tick. So we're gonna kind of just turn it on for a second, let it max out, and this energy buffer will last us quite a while. Once this thing creates a little bit, we're gonna start creating some energy conduits. In the meantime, we do need to go get this binder composite to get some conduit binders, because those are also required. This mod, which is Ender.io, will also give us the ability to get item conduits, which we are also going to need. 2 sand, 5 gravel, and clay. Alright, we got a bunch of this binder composite now, which we throw into some of my furnaces, and once these are all done, as well as that conductive iron, I'll be able to make some energy conduits. Also, I hate how it doesn't, like, some just fall out to the side. I will be able to... Now this is starting to go down, but look how slow it's going down. It's only consuming 20 RF per tick, which is really, really slow, but it means I'm going to be able to easily power this. My only drawback is this thing only outputs 640 RF per tick, and this thing consumes 300 RF per tick per block, meaning I will only be able to mine slightly more than 2 blocks per tick, which is quite a bit. I think that might be enough to keep it running permanently, but for now, we just got to get some more of this conductive iron and some of the binder composites to make some of these energy conduits. Alongside this, I will also need to make item conduits, as well as a bunch of these speed upgrades, because that's... okay. Is there a way to transfer items that you cannot use the mechanism item movers with the colossal chest. I don't know why, but you can't. Okay, so it looks like the only good method of item transportation that I'm able to use with the colossal chests is the item conduit, which means I am going to have to get a bunch of these speed upgrades for it to work properly, but there's nothing I can do about that yet, so we're just going to add a bunch of them. To get these, we need pulsating iron, which is an iron ingot and an ender pearl. So we're going to take a stack of... Where's my ender pearls go? We're going to take 8 of those, as well as 8 iron, and then we'll go and swap these out for this while we're still waiting for these things to be finished making. 15, I think that's plenty. All this binder composite's done, so we'll now create as many of these as we can. We'll throw the ingot in there and the binder composite in there. Now we have these energy conduits, which means we can start... There we go. It does keep its items gladly. We can now extract and insert, and we'll take a bunch of these conduits and run them to here, which means this thing is now going to start getting RF. If I ignore these, it's going to start consuming more power. Oh, there it is, way over there in the back. Here we go. Now it's going to start mining. It is going to go pretty slow, but I will be getting these higher tier ones once I can. At the moment, I can only make these simple energy conduits. I'll upgrade that later. For now, I do now have these pulsating iron, which means I can now go into here, throw those in there, find those conduit binders, turn all these into pulsating iron nuggets, and craft a bunch of item conduits. Maybe a bit excessive. Now we'll throw... These are going to be insert. This is going to be extract, and it's going to extract always. It is fairly slow. I wish there was like a stack upgrade. We will get the speed upgrades anyway, but we got to get some electrical steel first, which coal, silicone, and iron, which I don't have any of. But at least we do have the basics of a quarry working. It's slow, but it is going to start getting stuff as it progresses. We're going to go and grab the rest of those, throw those in there, these in there. We'll grab the rest of the 48. I guess we can do a whole stack, throw those in there to get more conductive iron. We are going to need to go to the nether soon, but I also want to get modular turrets to get rid of those creepers that keep randomly appearing around my base. But yeah, so now we got, so in this episode we got a reactor. It's still running pretty slow. Once this thing runs out, I'll turn it back on. I might have to do it manually for a little while so I don't waste a bunch of uranium. These are both going to keep running. And yeah, these is going to keep getting me some materials. It is actually taking all the items out as they get them. If you want a vague description, the bar hasn't moved. And it's already filled up an entire basic chest. No. An entire inventory, including the hotbar area. I do have this diamond chopper now. It is actually working pretty well, getting me quite a bit of oak wood and other material and saplings and apples. Not very many apples, but a crap ton of saplings and a lot of wood. Anyway, yeah, that is going to be that is going to be it for today. If you enjoyed, let me know by pressing that like button, commenting, and subscribing. Let me know what I can improve on, or if you want to see anything else. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, everyone.